Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us here this morning for our Habitat Learn and Ask webinar. My name is Peter Brown, and I lead the marketing team here at Habitat Charlotte Region, and I'm so glad that we're able to get together, although it's virtually, to kick off this beloved community initiative together. Today, I have several of my Habitat colleagues that will be our presenters. We have Bob Busenkamp and Jennifer Morrell from Construction Services, and we also have Simone Robinson from our Family Services team. But before we hand it over to them, I just wanted to give you some context about Beloved Community and what it really is. And really, it's an initiative that Habitat Charlotte Region will kick off on MLK Day, and it will run through the end of March. And what it is it's grounded in Dr. King's vision, his vision of what a beloved community is. And that's one where everybody is equal, everyone has access to the same opportunities, and where no one is discriminated based on their beliefs, background, or race. And so using this vision, the Habitat Beloved Community Initiative seeks to educate and engage our community here in Charlotte Region, and really by acknowledging the effects that really racial discrimination has had on our community, especially for neighbors of color, and learn how we can work together to right wrongs through affordable housing, home ownership, and critical home repair. So beyond attending today's event, you can learn more about our Beloved Community Initiative by visiting our website at habitatcltregion.org and clicking the Beloved Community link. You'll have a landing page where you can learn more. So now I'm going to hand things over to Bob. He's going to walk through our agenda and start the presentation, and I'm going to hide you guys. So take it away, Bob.
Thanks, Peter. Good morning, everybody, and welcome. We're excited to present to you today. We've got some really exciting presentations for you. As Peter said, Jennifer and Simone are going to talk just a few minutes about their respective areas, but you can see hopefully the agenda in front of you. I'm going to talk about the first three: new home construction, production goals and updates, existing home production goals and updates, and the critical home repair program. Jennifer is going to jump in and talk about land and property acquisition. Jennifer is relatively new to the organization, been here a little over 3 months, and she's jumped in with both feet and is actively involved in these projects. And so I think you'll be very pleased to hear from her. As you will be from Simone, as she talks about family services and all of the educational opportunities that we're providing to our families. Hopefully we'll leave some time for questions and answers. We love hearing what's on your mind and giving a chance to respond to some of the questions you have. So with that, we'll start with the construction. New home construction. This year, FY22, so July through June, we are projecting 46 starts. And so I think we talked about this in the past, but about a third of our production goals are in townhome units, which is relatively new to Habitat Charlotte Region. Mostly we've seen single family residents in the past, but this year it's about 2/3 single family and about 1/3 townhome units. We anticipate closing 45 new homes. On the existing homes, we would anticipate 28 starts. So we're obtaining these homes in a lot of different ways. 16 we would purchase and recycle on the open market. So to income qualified families, but across the greater Charlotte region. 4 of those we would anticipate reselling to internal families, internal Habitat families. And we also have a significant contract with the city of Charlotte called the ARR program, which is renovation of existing homes and recycling those to folks that are on the wait list for city of Charlotte. We would anticipate 30 closings throughout the year. And the reason that there's 30 closing and 28 starts is that some of the projects roll over from the previous fiscal year. So 6 months in, we're 22 of 46 starts. A couple of the townhome units are a little bit slower starts. There's a lot more permitting activities that happen on the townhome units. We've had 20 single-family home starts, and we're real pleased to say that we've had 23 of 45 closings on new homes. So even in the midst of the pandemic, 23 of our families have moved into new homes. On the existing home front, 12 of 28 starts, 10 of those are through the internal and open market, and 2 of which are on city ARR program. And we've experienced 12 of 30 closings. We're tracking very close to budget as well. Just a quick note, the photograph that was in that slide is a house move. So in Davidson, we've partnered with the town of Davidson and moved one of their houses that's on Sloan. They're preparing for a new roundabout. And so we actually, through a subcontractor, picked up this historic house and moved it about 6 blocks away to Crane Street. So really excited about the continued partnership with Town of Davidson, and also preserving a house that's about 105 years old. So I think that Family Services has already identified a family that's going to move into that home, and so just an exciting process. On critical home repair, this is a program that continues to grow and expand, and we're very proud to participate in this. We budgeted for 143 starts and 143 closings. Each of those projects averages about $32,000. What we're experiencing is really an increased demand that is even above and beyond anybody's expectations. So earlier in the calendar year, we went back to the board and we reallocated some dollars, and we also have some increased funding from CDBG grant. So we've taken about $544,000 and transferred those dollars into the critical home repair. So we hope to do up to additional 17 additional projects. So somewhere between 143 and 160 critical home repair projects this year. Significant growth year over year over year. To do that, we're looking to hire additional field staff. Okay. So 6 months in on the critical home repair, again, we were originally tracking against those 143 projects. We've 66 starts and 63 closings. The spring of the year, the second half of the year, is always where we have a greater volume of projects. So this is about a 16% increase from last year to this year in critical home repair projects. Okay. So just to recap on the construction side, we are looking up to 160 critical home repair projects and 75 home sales, both through new construction and existing construction. And there's a photograph of some newly constructed townhomes in the Plaza Walk neighborhood, or the Cityside neighborhood located on Plaza Walk. Not to say that we haven't had tremendous challenges. Cost increases, we've seen cost increases, especially on the electrical and mechanical, of 10+% as we start this new calendar year. Supply chain shortages, we're not immune from that. It seems like every week we have an issue with one of our building materials, whether it's plumbing fixtures, windows, cabinets. Week by week, it is always something. Well, we also have, just like everybody else, labor shortages. We would love to get those 2 critical home repair positions filled as quickly as possible. And the same thing with our subcontractors. They're experiencing capacity issues with labor shortages. COVID has impacted each and every one of them. So they all have employees that are quarantined or out sick. And of course, that impacts what we can do from a production standpoint. So our team has remained positive. We're out there building and expanding and renovating every single day. But again, lots of challenges to overcome, but we've got a great team, and they're meeting and exceeding the challenges. So I think with that, I'm going to turn it over to Jennifer, and she's going to talk to you about some of the land and property acquisitions for this year.
Sure. Good morning, everyone. You'll see here our FY 2022 land and property acquisition goals. We set a goal of 48 buildable lots. 6 months in, we're about 36 of those lots closed or under contract. We've done, about 5 or so lots in, north of 85, some near Mountain Island Lake, and then some 2 lots north of 85 near Freedom, off of Freedom Drive. One of our larger projects, which you'll see in another slide, is our Peachtree Road acquisition, where we're working with Greater Bethel AME on acquisition of 9 acres, which should yield about 30 lots. Another lot in Huntersville, which is a great opportunity to create affordability in Huntersville, because that affordability there is shrinking. And also more to come on our lots in Huntersville as well. We have a goal of 20 existing homes, and this is the existing homes that Bob mentioned in previous slides, where we are purchasing homes and then rehabbing those homes and selling to families at 80% AMI or below. So activity heavily sort of concentrated in Charlotte, but we have one in Mooresville that will rehab and turn, and then the lot that Bob mentioned in Davidson. So 16 closed or under contract of the 28, about 6 months in. The Meadows at Plato Price. This is our largest subdivision to date. The Plato Price School was a school for African Americans that operated from 1915 to 1966, and school was shut down and then the building demolished, but the city of Charlotte acquired the land some time ago, I believe in the 80s, and has donated the land to Habitat to build 39 single family homes there. So you'll see the site plan here, and then here's just a little historic marker there. So that project is we're thankful is moving along well. We have gotten planning approval for the project. We are seeking final Charlotte Water approvals. The project is underway for bid solicitation. So we are hopeful that we get contractors interested in the project, and are able to award the contract January or February of 2022, and then really hopeful for horizontal construction, late spring of 2022, and believe project closeout hopefully 2024. Peachtree Road acquisition. This is a partnership with the Greater Bethel AME Church, where they've got 9 acres there, where they will sell to Habitat for Humanity. And you can see the site plan here. This is, again, 30 lots, where we were able to achieve that through the R4 cluster. So, we were able to get some density bonuses here by preserving, able to get some density bonuses here by preserving 26% of the open space. So as mentioned, we're looking at infrastructure, horizontal infrastructure, January of 2023, vertical infrastructure, summer of 2023. All due diligence has been completed there, and all looks positive and favorable. No showstoppers or concerns, which was very nice to hear as we move through the process. We are looking at getting the final site plan and continuing through engineering, and hope to close, sometime in the spring. Thank you. Next big project we have is townhomes on East Lane. And this was a donation by the Brooks brothers of the hamburger shop there in Noda. So the family donated this land here. You'll see the renderings, and it'll yield 17 townhomes. So the big thing here is that we had to go through rezoning to rezone it from R3 or R4 to R8. So all indications are favorable there, that City Council will approve the rezoning to R8. The zoning committee voted 7-0 to recommend the rezoning. So we're very hopeful, and on sort of pins and needles waiting for Tuesday to get the final decision, so that we can move forward with further engineering for that project. We anticipate townhome construction starting in 2023 for that project. Another project, townhomes, as mentioned, we're sort of, our portfolio is becoming more and more townhomes as land prices skyrocket and, real estate skyrockets. So this is another townhome community, and it's on Central and Medallion in East Charlotte. So we've got, an east side of Medallion and a west side of Medallion. The east side is a 6-plex that you'll see here, and then the west side is a 5-plex. The west side is going through a rezoning, which is on the same tract as the East Lane townhomes from the previous slide. So we are again anxiously waiting for final council approval on Tuesday to rezone. I think there's a 40-foot strip here where we needed to rezone it to match the existing zoning. So that would bring all the zoning on the parcel in line with one another. So yeah, thank you. So again, waiting a council decision Tuesday, and for the east side, and then also some interaction with the neighborhood group and association there with monument signage. So we're looking at exploring some monument signage with a consultant and engaging the neighborhood association with what that will ultimately look like. Another project on the horizon where it's just really in its infancy is the Karyapan neighborhood, which is off of Hickory Grove in East Charlotte, which is obviously a rapidly changing area. We've got about 7 or 8 acres of land there where we'd like to create a mixed income community, and again, preserve affordability there in that corridor. We are looking at potentially some RFP solicitations with co-developers willing to partner with us to create a mixed income community there. But that's really in its infancy, and we're gearing up for a big push to start the planning of that project. This is a slide related to Norman Park in Huntersville. The county has allocated $280,000 of their community development block grant allocation for land acquisition in the town of Huntersville. So we are seeking land in Norman Park. We've talked to some of the larger landowners there, and are hopeful that we can get under contract with several parcels there. This sort of, continues our investments in this area. You'll see we've got these lots in red that are already owned, and we're going to build on 2 of those lots in the spring. Habitat also, again, has made previous investments in these lots you can see here. So there are Habitat homes that were built a while ago here. So, you know, really continuing the investment in this community, and again, creating opportunities for affordability in Huntersville, which is rapidly shrinking. So this project and the acquisition is currently going through the environmental review process that's required by HUD in order to officially go under contract and clear any sort of environmental concerns before we go under contract.
Simone, if you want to jump in.
Uh-oh, mute.
Simone, I think
Simone,
you might be muted.
Unmute yourself. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I can hear you now, I think.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome, good. So as I mentioned, my name is Simone. I'm with Family Services, and I'm here to talk to you guys about some of the services that our affiliate offers. So we have our home ownership program, which offers affordable mortgages at a subsidy. And we offer new construction in existing homes, as Bob and Jennifer mentioned. We also include 16 weeks of education in our home ownership program. Those 16 weeks include financial literacy and the transition from renting to owning. We have our critical home repair program, where we partner with existing homeowners and offer repairs on major repairs that impact the structural integrity of the home or are safety hazards. We also have our open market homes program. So open market homes is our commitment to combating investment real estate in Charlotte. So I tell everyone, it's not necessarily that there's no affordable housing in Charlotte. What is happening is investors are coming in and purchasing these homes with cash. So we have purchased homes on the open market and are making a commitment to only sell the homes on the open market to families that are under 80% AMI. So that is our way of combating a real issue in Charlotte right now, which is real estate investing. And we also have our Money Matters program. Our Money Matters program is a 3-week financial literacy program, and it's open to anyone in the Charlotte region. If you take the 3 weeks and you complete all 3 weeks, you receive a financial incentive to help you pay off debt, pay off collections, closing costs, security deposit, rental security deposit, or down payment assistance. The purpose of Money Matters is to provide education, financial literacy to families in the Charlotte region, and also prepare them for home ownership. So the way I explain it is kind of like we're giving you the knowledge, but we're also going to give you the funding to apply it so that you can now in turn become a homeowner. Peter, you can continue. To give you guys a little bit of highlights of what our programs have been able to do this fiscal year, our current pipeline of home ownership consists of 137 pre-approved families. So far in this fiscal year, we have closed 26 of our families, and our families have earned 23,769 sweat equity hours. To explain sweat equity, I compare it to a down payment. So through a traditional lender, you'll be asked to give about $20,000, $30,000 as a down payment. Instead of you paying us $20,000 to $30,000, we're asking for 300 hours of your time. So in our program, your sweat equity is your down payment. Our critical home repair program has served 63 families so far this fiscal year. We have served 178 families at our critical home repair with our Aging Together workshops that we host monthly. And those pretty much focus on falling hazards, home maintenance, and things of that matter. And critical home repair families have earned 3,543 community service hours. For our open market program, we have closed on 10 open market homes this fiscal year. And for Money Matters, we have served 115 families so far. We have had 3 cohorts. Our next cohort is actually starting tomorrow. 8 of our Money Matter graduates have been approved and closed with traditional lenders. And currently we have 17 Money Matter graduates that have been pre-approved through our homeownership program. And we have 12 pending pre-approval. So we have 12 more of our Money Matters families pending pre-approval in our own homeownership program.
We could keep talking for probably a couple of hours on all of the different programs that are happening, but we wanted to kind of wrap up and give some time for questions if there are any out there. So, Peter, I don't know if any have come in.
I don't see any so far. Oh, wait a minute. Here's one. What kind of work is done on a typical home that Habitat buys on the open market?
That's a great question. You know, it's very similar to what we're experiencing on our critical home repair projects. I would say that typically we see electrical and HVAC. We might see, depending on what year the house was originally constructed, windows, roofing is always a major component. We typically give it a fresh coat of paint on the interior, perhaps flooring from a cosmetic standpoint. So it depends on the age of the home and of course the condition. But I would say on average, we're about $29,000 on our renovation costs when we acquire a home on the open market.
I've got another question here, and it's asking who closes the lots for Habitat for Humanity, and do we need any volunteer realtors?
Jennifer, you want to jump?
So I can speak to that. So we do have, in terms of the closing on the legal side, we do have a firm that does do the closings for us. In terms of using realtors, Habitat sort of represents ourselves, but I think we could always use leads. So if, you know, realtor has speaking of existing homes, a home that may be a good fit for our price point, it would be nice to, you know, kind of have a crack at those, or to be kept in mind. Because oftentimes, you know, we'll want to acquire a home, but it's gone, you know, before we can even, you know, inspect it. So I think, you know, leads are always great on, I would say, on the land side, as well as the existing home, side. So, you know, really being kept in mind or thought about maybe as having first dibs on it. So I think that's really a way that a realtor, in my mind, in my short tenure here, that could be helpful.
I've got one for you, Simone. How do you register for Money Matters?
Yes, you would email me and I can give you guys my contact information. So anyone that's interested, I am the one that plans to teach the classes. So they would start with just reaching out to me and I can send them our online registration link.
Great. Bob, work on the open market homes, is that done by volunteers or by professionals?
So we have a staff of 3 folks on the construction side. Jennifer works with her team to acquire those, and once they move to the construction operations, Greg Cole basically supervises and schedules, and then we have 2 site supervisors, depending on where they are in the affiliate footprint, that we assign those homes to. So typically, you know, we would see about 4 to 6 weeks on the construction side, but those are done with internal staff and subcontractors as well.
Okay, I'm just clicking through here. what type of housing might be offered to a single senior citizen? Simone, could you answer that one?
Yes, so we do have 2-bedroom floor plans. Ideally, that will probably be the floor plan looked at by a single senior citizen. As well as Jennifer mentioned, we do have the Karyapan condos, and those tend to be a little bit more popular. What I have learned in my 3 years at Habitat with older families, older single families, they want one extra bedroom because they don't want anybody to come back and try to live. So I try to accommodate that thought process.
Simone, can you also
Simone,
provide your...
I was going to say, Simone makes a great point on Karyapan. When we acquired that property, we acquired 8 condo units, and these are beautiful units. We've had 3 of them where the renters have decided to move on, and we have renovated those for sale. They're great units. They're I think around, on average, I would say 1,000 to 1,200 square feet, 2-bedroom, very spacious, and I think that would fit a senior couple or individual really well.
Simone, can you share your email address, please?
Yes, it is S as in Sam Robinson, ROBINSON, at habitatltregion.org.
Thank you. Looks like we have maybe one more question here. Do you have a buy box so brokers, realtors will know what you are looking to purchase? So, Jennifer, does that make sense to you? I have no idea what a buy box is.
I'm not sure that I know what that is either. Is a person still on? Maybe they can.
Yes, Katrina asked that.
Because it's maybe something we need to look into. I don't know. I've never heard that term before.
I guess we'll have to look that up.
Yeah, I mean, I've not heard that term before. But maybe again, and maybe it's something to just Google.
Okay.
That's an opportunity for us. Yeah.
All right, I think we're kind of out of time, and I know we have a few more questions. We will try to look at those offline, and we should have everybody's contact information for who we weren't able to answer. But we really appreciate your time this morning and your interest in our mission, and hope that you all stay safe this weekend, and fingers crossed that the weather isn't too wild. So, because we know down south here, the snow isn't.
Never know.
We don't quite know what to do with it. So. Take care, everyone. Thanks, guys, for your presentations.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah.